How's it going, all you beautiful people? I'd like to say thank you so much for 50 subscribers. As promised in the last Entitled Parents video, I said if we hit 50 subs, I'd tell one or two of my own Entitled Parent stories. They may not be as crazy as some of the ones we read on the subreddit, but they've given me and my friends a good laugh since it happened. I'd first like to emphasize I'm not embellishing at all in this. Honestly, everything I'm about to say actually happened. So I have a friend who is very talented at singing and playing the piano, and she got the chance to perform at a local cafe in our town. So of course, being the loving and supporting friend I am, you already know I was going to that. So I go and watch her play. She does great, and then we sit around and chat for a bit after her set. And about 30 minutes later, another girl gets on stage to perform a set who was about my age. And I mean, dang, this girl had one of the best voices I have personally ever heard, and I listen to a lot of music, so that's saying something. And even my friend commented on it. She ended up leaving shortly after, but I decided I would stay and listen to the rest of this new girl's set. And after she was about halfway through, I'd say, they let her have about a 10-minute break. I offered to get her a cup of water, because, she was also pretty cute if you ask me, and it's always dry season for your boy as far as juicing goes. And I complimented her on her voice as well, and she said thank you, and we just talked about music for the rest of her break. We actually liked a pretty decent amount of the same bands. I watched the last bit of her set, and after she was done packing up her guitar and such, I decided to get a cup of coffee, seeing it was a coffee house and all. And I'd also just cashed in a paycheck, had enough money for some cup of coffee, and then some repairs I really needed on my car. So I was standing in line, and a woman comes up behind me. She will be REM, and I bet you couldn't guess who her kid was. Our conversation kind of went something like this. So she taps on my shoulder and says, "Hi, I saw you talking to my daughter. What do you think?" I was honest and said she had one of the best voices I ever heard, and that honestly I felt like she could make a career out of it. She proceeded to talk about how excited the girl was for this and how much she loved making music. And we just kind of do small talk for a little bit, and then this happened. I'm starting to get near the counter with about, I'd say, 3 people in front of me. I take out my wallet, get out my $5 for coffee, but then she sees the $150 I have left in my wallet. She looks at me and says, if you think Nice Girl singing is career-worthy, you should invest in her career." I kind of just look at her like, what? And say, invest in her career? Then this EM went on about how her daughter shouldn't have to use a free program like Audacity for her music and that she needs something higher quality. She told me that if I gave them just a little bit of money, say $50, she could get a better thingy. To be honest, I didn't even know there was audio programs you had to pay for. I just kind of say sorry, I needed this money for car repairs, but she looks at me like I insulted her, says that I have $150 and that is way more than you need for car repairs. That is also not true, by the way. I had to ask my parents for some help with it. The $150 was just my part. Car repairs are pretty expensive where I live, and probably everywhere. She calls me selfish and saying that I should be able to share, and how I can't say her daughter has potential and then not support her. I tell her I actually can do that, it's my money, and I have things I need to do with it. She tells me I'm a misogynist and says I won't give her the money because her daughter is a girl. Like, what? I just told you she has career potential and spent 30 minutes talking to her. If I didn't think if I was misogynist, would I really have done that? At this point, the girl is done packing and comes over to me and her mom and then sees me visibly frustrated. She looks at her mom and just goes, "What is happening?" Before the mom can say a word, I just kind of say, "Your mom is asking me for money so you can get a better audio software or something." However, she didn't like when I said that I needed my money for my car repairs. The girl got a really sour look, looked at her mom and said, "You work in the city. I asked you to help me buy new stuff by paying half of it and you said no, even though you have plenty of money. So instead of investing in your own daughter's music career, you just ask a complete stranger for money instead? Jesus, Mom." And then she walked off. The mom ran after her, and they leave, and I get my cup of coffee. That's the end. And I'd say after about an hour, I realized just how funny that situation was to me. I told my friends what happened, and we all have a good laugh about it every once in a while. That concludes my Entitled Parents story. Again, thank you all so much for 50 subscribers, and I really look forward to what is ahead, and I'll always remember you all, my OG 50. I'll see all you beautiful people later.